I'm Dr. Charlotte Newman Charfin, and today I want to share with you guys a very personal experience that has to do with end of life care. You see, I'm a board certified ER physician and I've been practicing for over 15 years, and I love saving people's lives. But something that I'm probably even better at is helping people transition out of this life. It's become a passion for me, something that I find very sacred to be a part of. Dying is something that we all will face, whether that's our own death or a loved one's death. And I know how very hard that is. I see it almost every time I step into an emergency room. But one thing that has helped me through those times, people ask me, how do you do this? And it's because I, for some reason, am able to connect on a very special level with people that are dying and families that are dying. But what I want to talk to you about is the guilt, I think, that I have recognized that sometimes helps or sometimes keeps people from allowing their loved one to transition. I want to talk to you about that because I finally got a very important lesson on it. Sometimes, I ask people to do things that they're not ready for. I can see when a patient is done, when they're done with this life. Very easy for me to see that, actually. Something I'm very good at. But when I have to talk or have that conversation with the family, that's a completely different story because they're not always there. They don't see this on a daily basis, and that's what I really want to talk to you guys about because I finally think I recognize how very hard that is, and I'm hoping that my personal experience will help you that day you have to do the same thing for a loved one. And this is a person that I was her healthcare advocate. I was the one to make her decisions, and she was old. She'd lived a very long, beautiful life. And the fact that she was still even alive blew my mind medically. She had more medical problems than most. She had lived way beyond her years. But I still loved her dearly. She was one of my best friends. And so when I got the phone call that it was probably her time, I didn't remember those things. I did, but I didn't take them to heart like I try to allow my patients to, or their family members to. I wanted her alive. I didn't care how old she was. I didn't care about her medical problems. I just knew how much I loved her and I didn't want to let her go. And so when I made the journey to see her, I, of course, was expecting the worst. I knew she had stopped eating. I knew she had stopped drinking. I knew that she could no longer really even stand. But there was also this part of me that thought, as an ER doctor or as a physician in general, maybe there's something. Maybe there's something I can do to fix this. Maybe she's just dehydrated or her sodium level's high. I had all these ideas running through my head. I need to help her. I need to help her. I need to assess the situation. That's what I do best. And so when I walked into her room and her bed was empty, I thought it was too late. The journey had been a long journey to get to her. I was moving to Hawaii. She was several states away, and she wasn't even in her room until I saw her limp body sitting in a chair next to her bed. And she didn't move. She didn't twitch. She didn't acknowledge me, and I got closer, and I thought, oh my God, I'm too late. She's already gone. I didn't even see her chest rise. I looked for signs of life. And then I saw her take a deep inhale, and I knew, okay, she's still here. She's still with me, even though she didn't even seem to know me. But it was as I got closer and I could get kind of closer to her peripheral vision that she acknowledged me. Where she had stopped eating or drinking, she allowed me to feed her. Where she had stopped caring about her looks or even her her grooming. She allowed me to bathe her. And that was sacred. That's something I'll never forget. And I knew in my heart we were close to the end, but I also knew as a physician there's all kinds of things we can do to prolong life, and maybe I needed to do them. So I called her doctor, the one that was close by. I'd never met him before, and I begged them to allow me to bring her in because I just needed a second opinion. I needed someone to tell me what to do. And the ER doctor left. I'm not really quite sure where she went, but she no longer was a part of me. The part of me was a person that just loved dearly and didn't want to let go. And so as I drove her into the physician's office, I talked to her and I explained to her what was going on, not knowing if she really even understood. I knew she hated doctors. I knew she didn't want to be there, but I needed her to be there. I needed someone to help me. And I'm crying now, but you should have seen me walking into the doctor's office, snot running down my eyes, tears running down my eyes. I was a hot mess, and I watched all the eyes divert because no one wanted to look at my pain. They'd all seen it, just like I see it. But it's hard. And so I checked her in. I held her as we waited to go into the physician's office. They took me in kindly and handed me a box of tissues, and then the physician entered. And he examined her, and he listened to my story of how she had stopped eating or drinking and how her diabetes had gotten the best of her and how I had kind of just let her do what she wanted to do because it was the end. I knew. I had known for several years she was towards the end of her life. And then he started the talk that I'm so very good at. I knew what was coming. And he looked me in the eyes compassionately as I had ever seen another physician get down on that level. And he said, Charlotte, I'll do whatever you need me to do, but let's have a conversation. Let's talk about what's going on here. What do you expect here? And I thought, my God, this is exactly what I say. Exactly what I say to my patients' families. What are your expectations? We are at the end. And do you want me to just keep this shell alive? Or do you want me to help them? Do you want me to let them go? Do you want to be here for them? Do you want to surround them with that love that you've surrounded them with all their life? And so I looked at him and I asked him a very important question. It's the one that I get asked over and over again in the emergency department. And that question is, if this was your loved one, what would you do? And I watched him get emotional. So I knew that this was not an easy thing for him, but it was also his passion. And he smiled and he said, Charlotte, she's lived to about 126 in human years. And I don't think there's anything more beautiful than being there and allowing your pet to transition across the Rainbow Bridge. Yeah, this was my cat. This was not a human being. This was my cat. This is how strongly I felt about her because she'd been with me for 19 years, through medical school, through residency, through life. She was one of my best friends. And I'm not trying to even compare a human life to an animal life because I do realize they are different, but we all do, I think, carry very similar souls. And my soul was connected to her, and letting her go was hard. I was guilty. Maybe I hadn't done enough for her. Maybe I hadn't been there enough. Maybe there were things I still needed to say. Maybe there was something I could do. All those questions rushed through my head. But that doctor helped me so much. He helped me find peace. And he helped me let her go. And so I was present with her. I watched him shave her little arm. and put her to sleep. And I was there when she crossed her rainbow bridge, and I am so grateful. And that's something that I do for other people. And I never really realized how hard it must be for the families. I mean, I knew, I could see it in their faces, but it had never touched me that way. And this experience with my precious cat did. And I just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing this really personal experience with me. As an ER physician and as a healer, this has helped me on levels that I didn't even realize. I did not even realize, but I know it. I'm there for a reason, and if there's something I can do to help you, whether that's your family member is at the end of their life, or you are, and you need someone to talk with, discuss options, and just kind of discuss that transition, I'm here. It's something I do very well, and I enjoy doing. I have a passion in doing it. My name is Dr. Charlotte Sharfin. You can find me at charlottesharfin.com or follow me on Facebook, Dr. Charlotte Newman Sharfin. Thank you.